everybody, welcome to the Successful Showgirl. My name is Kitty and today we are talking about sending off professional level applications. So I've just tried to do the live in the Facebook group, but it keeps going off. So I've done a pre-recorded video for you and it will also go up onto YouTube. So if you're watching the video, please will you hashtag replay below so I can see that you've seen it, or will you also, if you're watching in the YouTube channel, please like it, drop us a comment, press hashtag replay so I know that people have caught up and seen it. So sorry about that. So today we're talking about sending off a professional level application. So first of all, really, really important that you always read the application properly. In an application or a casting, people will tell you where to send your stuff. So they'll tell you to email or they'll tell you to DM. Make sure you read that and you do what they've asked. So loads of times when I'm doing a casting, I'll say, please email me at, and then people will send me a DM. People do this really annoying thing where they just comment available on the casting. That is not going to get you booked. For someone who's producing a show, that's really, really irritating. We need to see your photos, your footage, and we need to know your fees. Just saying available on the casting doesn't do any of that for us. All that does is tells me that that person is either lazy, they can't be bothered, they're not going to send me their stuff for everything else that I need. And it also, it's a bit egotistical, isn't it? There's nothing wrong with saying on the casting, I'm available, here's a picture of what I've got available, I'm about to email you now. That's great because that's going to get you seen. But just putting available is not going to get you booked. I can absolutely promise you that, okay? So make sure you're sending your stuff to the correct place where that person has asked for. Secondly, also make sure that you're sending relevant footage and pictures. If it's a Christmas gig and they've asked for Christmas acts, don't just send your generic act and say, but I can do a Christmas version. That's not going to be good enough in most instances. It's better for you to send off something that is relevant. Unless you know that producer or that agent really, really well, and that's completely different because they'll have some kind of like trust relationship with you. Whereas if you say you can create something, they'll know that you can create it. If it's somebody that you don't really know very well, just don't do it. All it does is every time that person after that sees your email in their inbox, they're going to think that you've not sent anything relevant. So make sure you send relevant pictures, relevant footage, and also the fee. The fee is really, really important, okay? People will want to know what you want to be paid. And I was saying this to my clients earlier, like when I'm booking somebody for one of my events, the price isn't the relevant thing for me. Like I run a really big event every year, so I know that I've got like a lot of money to play with to book artists. So I'm not trying to get the cheapest people, but what I am wanting is the people who make my life the easiest, who send me all their stuff and who save me time. So if you send me all those things and I don't have to back and forth with you, then I'm more likely to book you, if that makes sense. Also, like this is like one of the biggest time saving tips I'll give you from your point of view as a performer, but also for producers and making agents and producers' life easier, is to be putting your acts and everything into a Google Drive folder. Now, I tell you this all the time, but I don't just mean having your footage, your pictures, and your fee for the act. I also mean having your tech rider, your insurance documents, your risk assessments for that act, your music for that act also in there. So what I would do, I would have like a generic folder on my computer that says Kitty Campari, burlesque acts. And then within that, there'll be other folders. So there'll be a folder for my champagne act, and then there'll be a folder for my 1950s act, and there'll be a folder for my aerial acts. And within those folders, there's two more folders. There's one folder. So let's go with my pink champagne act, which is my martini glass act. Let's say the producer clicks on that folder. When they go in, there'll be a folder that contains my pictures, my footage, and my fees. So that's the first thing they're going to want to look at. And there'll be a second folder with all the tech stuff in. So there'll be my risk assessment for that, the conditions of booking for that, the music that I use for that, and anything relevant tech-wise will go in that folder. That means that I can just send, so let's say somebody wants a Martini Glass Act, I can just send the Martini Glass Act folder to that producer or to that agent, and then they can look through one folder to see all my stuff, and if then they decide to book me, they've already got all the other things in there. I don't include them in the same folder because I don't want to be making producer or agents' lives harder, where they're having to sift through, oh, that's their insurance, that's their risk assessment, I've not even got to the footage yet, oh God, this is taking me ages, can't be bothered. The first folder they can see is the one with all the relevant stuff, the footage, the fees, the pictures. The second one will be the one with all the tech stuff for that specific act, okay? So if I'm applying to an agency, I can send the agency the whole folder with all the acts in that I've got, which will have all the tech info, it'll have everything in it. But if it's just a specific casting for a Martini Glass performer, then I will just send them the Martini Glass folder, which will have all the relevant stuff in for that. Does that make sense? You're then making the producer's life or the agent's life so much easier, yeah? Always label it as well as your name. So mine will say Kitty Campari Acts or Kitty Campari Champagne Glass Act. That means that for an agent who then needs to take your information and send it to a client for them to decide whether they want you or not, they can easily just download that. It's already labeled. They don't have to do any extra work. They can just forward that onto the agent, and then the agent, the client, and then the client can make the decision of who they want to book, and they'll know whose that file belongs to because it'll be already named by you, if that makes sense, yeah? So just make people's lives as easy as possible. Like, a lot of you guys think that when you set your fees, that people are determining whether they're going to book you and whether you've got a cheaper fee than somebody else. But a lot of the time, busy agents and busy producers are choosing people who make their lives easier because it's saving them time. And when you've got hundreds of applications to go through and you've got multiple shows to sort out, time is so essential. So just make it where they've got everything. Then they don't have to back and forward with you, chasing you for your music, for your tech stuff. Everything is already in there. You've done it on the first email. So it's saving you time as well. You're not having to do any extra work as well. Yeah? So if you've not done it already, this is your sign, your task to go away and get all your stuff sorted out into different folders so that it makes it easy just to send all your stuff off. You just literally send the links to the folder and then they've got it and you don't have to keep back and forward with them. It's going to be a game changer for you, I promise. All right, thanks everyone for joining me today, and I will see you tomorrow, and it will be on the live then. Bye.